children, welcome to another interesting episode of your favorite kiddies show. The Continental Kiddies Show is where kids learn, create, educate, and entertain themselves. I am Auntie Tolu, your host. We'll be right back after this break. On today's episode, we have Spelling Bee with Uncle Craig. Later on, the Big Daddy will take us on the land of storytelling. After which, finally, Mr. Guy will be teaching us how to draw the African marks. Now, you don't want to miss any part of this, so stick around and we shall be right back.
How they're made. Cakes. They are delicious delicacies that are made for weddings, parties, and even small gatherings. Some are made with varieties of flavors that come in different shapes and sizes. The ingredients used to make cakes are sugar, eggs, flour, salt, cream of tartar. So here's how you make cakes. First, you mix cake flour with half cup of sugar in a bowl. Add the eggs and beat on high speed until they are stiff. Slowly add the cream of tartar and a quarter teaspoon of salt. Continue beating for about 1 minute. After you're done, add another half cup of sugar into the mix of flour. Put mix into an ungreased 10-tube pan. Put in preheated oven. It will take 15 minutes to 55 minutes. Take cake out of oven when it is nicely browned on top, and then you add some cream top into the cake. And voila! You are ready to munch. So now go and get baking.
Hello and welcome to another magnificent opportunity for us to learn how to spell and enrich our vocabulary. Our spellers today are Eniola Shotimiri from ISL International School. Eniola likes singing. And Otuoma Faith from Jadamo College. Faith likes reading novels. By the way, this is the spelling segment of the Continental Kiddies Show. I'm going to begin with you, Faith. Your first word is pigeon. You have just 20 seconds, Faith. Yeah. 5 seconds more. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second, that's it. Yes, Shotimiri, spell the word pigeon.
Can I have the definition?
It's a grey bird with short legs that is common in cities. In fact, from the perspective of origin, it's French. And the first time it was used in English was in 1826.
P-I-G-E-O-N.
That's correct, that's pigeon. Yes. Eniola, your word is whisper.
W-H-I-S-P-E-R.
That's correct. Faith, your word is daily.
D-A-I-L-Y.
That's correct, Faith. Eniola, your word is Hebrew in origin. It means God contended. The word is Israel.
I-S-R-A-E-L.
That's correct. That's Israel. Faith, your word is strict. It means expecting people to obey rules. For instance, Mr. Akin was very strict with his children. Strict.
STRICT.
That's correct. That's strict. Eniola, are you ready? Nice. Your word was first used in the 15th century. It means to shake slightly. The word is quiver.
QUIVER.
That is correct, Eniola. That's quiver. Faith, are you nervous? Huh? You nervous? Oh, no. Okay, very good. Your word was first used in 1787. The word is receipt. Do you want the definition? Good. It means a piece of paper that you are given which shows that you've paid for something. For instance, keep your receipt in case you want to bring it back. Receipt.
RECIPT.
That's not correct, Faith. Eniola, do you want to have a shot at it? Receipt.
RECIEPT.
Oh, what a language. That is not the correct spelling of receipt. It has a silent T. I suppose that caused the discombobulation. Receipt is RECEIPT. Receipt. Okay, Eniola. So, your word is ballerina. Ballerina. A ballerina is a woman who dances in ballets.
BALLERINA.
Are you sure that's the correct spelling of ballerina, Eniola?
Yes.
I beg your pardon? You know what? You are unquestionably correct. Yes, Faith. Your word is an ordinal number constituting number 100 in a sequence. The word is hundredth.
HUNDREDTH.
You know what? That's correct. Okay, this is the final phase of this engagement. And your word, Eniola, is ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Do you want a definition? It means present, appearing, or found everywhere. Cowboy hats are ubiquitous among the male singers. Ubiquitous.
UBIQUITUS.
That's not the correct spelling of ubiquitous. Do you want to try again?
YUBIQUITUS.
That's not correct. Faith, ubiquitous.
UBIQUTIES.
Ubiquitous is UBIQUITOUS. So now your last word, Faith, is maneuver.
MANOVEUR.
That's not correct. Yeah, Eniola? Maneuver.
MANOVER.
Oh, that's not correct. Maneuver is MANOEUVRE. And when it comes to American spelling, it's a different kettle of fish. It's M-A-N-E-U-V-E-R. Thank you. I'm pleased to inform you that after a thorough calculation of the numbers, Eniola got a grand total of 12 points, while Otuoma Faith got a total of 4 points. So it's clear that this winner is Eniola Shotimiri. Eniola, congratulations to you. Yeah. And you, Faith, you're a wonderful speller, I have to confess, frankly. Congratulations to you as well. So I want both of you to shake hands in the spirit of sportsmanship. Go on. Good. Good, good. Yeah. All right, that's it. Thank you loads for watching. It's back to you, Auntie Tulu.
Hello, you're welcome to another fantastic and exciting episode of Story Time on Continental Kiddies Show with the Big Daddy. Hello, children.
Hello, Big Daddy.
Hello, my wonderful, lovely, intelligent children.
Hello, Big Daddy.
Yes, yes. You know, this story is titled Akiti the Ghost. What's the title?
Akiti the Ghost.
Akiti the Ghost. In a small village, there lived a man whose name was Akiti. Akiti was a very, very, I don't know, he was a lazy man. He was not hardworking at all. He would always drink from morning till night and he would get so drunk that he would be useless to himself, to his family, and to his community. So, and he had a wife whose name was Alisa. He also had 2 children. But Akiti was not taking care of his children. Neither did he take care of his wife. So one day, Alisa, the wife, who was hardworking, went to the market to sell, things like items like rice, beans, tomatoes, and so on and so forth to make profit so that she would be able to take care of the family. Well, so when she came home one day, she made a lot of profit. And she went to hide this money under her bed. As she was hiding it, she did not know that Akiti was watching. Akiti looked at her and said, okay, you this woman, you think you are wise, eh? You will not give me money to drink, you will not take care of me, you will not buy clothes for me. And then you are hiding, you are making profit and you are hiding the money. The man, as a drunk, he was, I will deal with it. You see what I will do for you today. I will deal with it today. The man boasted that he would steal Alisa's money. So the next evening, Alisa called her 2 children and said, children, you see, this profit, this is what we are going to do. We will buy clothes. As she was trying to explain, she suddenly saw a ghost who was wearing a long white garment from head to toe. The whole body was covered. And this ghost was holding a cane. And as Alisa was trying to explain something, the ghost just, brought her the cane. And Alisa and the children, they were so frightened. Who has seen a ghost here before? A ghost can frighten you. When they saw the ghost like this, they just couldn't say. They jumped out of the window and they disappeared. But the next evening, when they came back home, the ghost has disappeared. But Alisa and her children, they went to check where their mom kept the money. Can you believe that the money had disappeared? And they became so sad. They were crying. Look at this. This life. See the man. Oh, God. You know, when Akiti came home, and he also was crying with them. He was crying with them. And then at the end of the day, well, Alisa and her children, they just kept quiet. They said, okay, we know what to do. Alisa went to the market again to start to sell things like Maggi, tomato, and the rest. And she made, in fact, more profit this time around. And she hid the money under the bed as usual. This ghost came again with a cane, dressed in white garment, and as she wanted to beat them, they flew out of the window again. And this Alisa and her children were wondering. And you know what? This was happening. This happened more than 4 times. So they became frustrated. So they now did not hide it. They went to the village to shout, "We see ghosts in our house, so please help, help, ghosts." And everybody, "Ghosts in your house? Alisa, you have ghosts in your house? What are you going to do now?" Anyway, Alisa went to her mother's place, who lived in the next village. You know, elderly people, very wise. When she went to this elderly woman, that is Alisa's mother, you know what the mom told her? She said, "Don't worry, I will teach you a trick. I will teach you a trick." And she taught her a trick. The next morning, Alisa made a lot of money and went to keep the money under her bed as usual. So, and Alisa hid behind the door, and her children also hid on the other side of the door. When this ghost came, you know what they did? Alisa, "Okay, you ghost, you are here again." Oh, bam! They grabbed the ghost and tore the garment that the ghost was wearing from head to toe. Bam! And they took the cane from the ghost and they were beating the you ghost. You think, you this thing? And the ghost said, "Don't kill me." And they took the ghost out. Can you believe it was Akiti who was wearing the mask all this while? And Akiti was the one stealing all their money. So they disgraced him, brought him to the village. All the children, they were shouting and clapping. "Akiti the ghost!
Akiti the lazy man.
Akiti the thief!
Akiti uncaring man.
Akiti the drunk!
Akiti the useless
The
man.
useless man! Akiti the useless man!" Akiti was disgraced that day, But I can tell you, Alisa did not forgive Akiti. Alisa left the house and took her children with her to stay with her mother in the next village. Can you tell me, why would it be that it is the mother alone? Why should it be that it's the mother? Is it only the mother whose responsibility to take care of the children?
No.
Why is it that the father would abandon his responsibility? Can you tell me why? Okay, why did Akiti abandon his responsibility? Can anybody tell me? Yes?
Because I was lazy.
He's a lazy man. Let's put our hands together for him. Akiti, apart from being lazy, he was also a drunkard. He was a drunkard. He was always drinking, because when you get so drunk, you cannot think, you cannot be reasonable. Thank you, children. I'm sure you have learned a lot of lessons today. Story o!
Story repete.
Story alado.
Story momo.
Everybody come and listen. Story is soprano. Let's put that together for ourselves. Fantastic. Lovely children.
So right, welcome to another exciting time on Let's Draw. My name is Guy and I love to draw. Yes, I love to draw. I draw every day and I draw anywhere that I can, okay? But I never draw alone, because if you draw alone, it's not much fun. So I always draw with my friends, right? And today in the studio, I got my 2 friends.
Tofe.
And
Abdullah.
so now Tofe and Abdullah are going to join me in drawing something rather interesting. I'm sure you've tried it before and you have seen it. It's probably scary right now, right? So now we are going to draw an African mask. It's not as scary as it sounds, because it's made out of wood and people wear it as masquerades and all that, and we have all kinds of things sticking out of it, but we're going to draw it and it's going to be fun. So you ready to join us? Now, Tofe, you got your paper and pencils? And Abdullah, paper and pencils? You two at home, grab your paper and pencils and let's draw. Now, see, whatever you want to draw, it can always be broken down into simple shapes. Circles, ovals, squares, rectangles, whatever. You can always start your drawing in simple shapes. Now, we start our mask with something simple. We start with an oval. That's like an egg, right? So you start with an oval on the page. Make sure the oval stays at the center of your page. Leave enough space on the right side, the top and the bottom part. Now that forms the face of the mask, right? Now most African masks are usually divided into symmetrical sides. That means like you put a line directly in the middle. So in the middle of the oval, you have one straight line running from the top to the bottom part, right? Now that's already looking somehow. Now we need to put the eyes of the mask. That's the way the person wearing the mask will look through. So we start with two like semicircles, like up and bottom. So you go right in the middle of the oval, you just go on one side, stopping at the center of that line, and the other one, sort of forming like an M. It looks like an M when you look at it. Now, join the lines together, the arch, just from one end to the other, draw a straight line all through. That's almost an eye, almost finished right there. Now we need another arch just below to complete the lower lids of the eye mask. So we cut that out like that, and another one. You can see the eyes of the mask already, isn't there? Now, we need the nose and the big mouth. So starting from the center where the two eyes join, draw a line outside like this. Almost like you want to draw a triangle. Right? That's not done. Okay? You ready? Continuously. For the rest of the drawing, we're going to be using triangles. Basically triangles for the mouth and the nose. So you start. Just in the middle of that line you just finished drawing, draw across, joining the two sides. Then we have two sets of triangles on both sides of that line dividing the mask. We go one triangle and the other triangle, like that. Then join the base of the two triangles with an arch that runs from one end of the face to the other. That finishes the mouth. Okay, now to get the eyes properly done, we need to create the pupils, that's the dark part of the eye. So inside the lower part of the eye we drew earlier, we draw a circle in there and shade it, that is, make that dark a little. And in the other part of the eye, do the same. Now, there is no African mask that's complete without raffia, hair, palms all over the place. So here's where the fun begins, right? We're going to draw those hair all around. It goes all around, but it starts from the top part. So we go almost like you're drawing just zigzag lines, but you do it like this. You can make it sharp. But it's like it's going back. But stop just before you get to the mouth on that side. Then you do the same thing on the other side. Make sure your line comes back always to the top of the mask, just as it goes. You can make it as long as you want, but the key point, don't let it go beyond the lips. Is it almost there?
Yes.
You can double the raffia palm just to make the hair a little bit more. You can fill it up so it looks like the mane of a lion, like all over the place like that. And keep adding. All those zigzag lines will come together to make a very fine head of hair for the mask, right? And then we can add a little bit of shading to it to give it some depth, just like lines on one side of the nose and lines on the other side of the mouth. And voila, you have your African mask. Right? You can wear this and scare your friends if you want. You can make a big one and just like go all over the place scaring your friends. Really, right? Did your mask come out as good as this? I'm sure it came out better, right? Abdullah, look at your mask. Toke's mask came out really wonderful. You should try it too. I'm sure you're drawing yours at home. There's only one way to get better. You know, no matter what it come out at, if you keep drawing, you get better. So always draw, 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 and draw. And we'll see you next time.
Who invented that?
Computer. The word computer was first recorded as being used in 1613 and originally was used to describe a human who performed calculations or computations. The definition of a computer remained the same until the end of the 19th century. So who invented it? In 1822, Charles Babbage began developing the difference engine, considered to be the first automatic computing machine. The difference engine was capable of computing several sets of numbers and making hard copies of the results. Unfortunately, because of funding, Babbage was never able to complete a full-scale functional version of this machine, but was later completed by London Science Museum in June of 1991 and the printing mechanism in 2000. Thanks to Mr. Babbage's invention, the computer can now be found in every home or office. Now you know.
What will you invent today? It's up to you. Go create.
Yes, children, it's time to go. But remember, you can tweet at us at TVC Connect with the hashtag CKSTVC or email us at cks@tvcontinental.tv. Now, this is where I will be saying my goodbyes. Now, remember, the more you read, the more things you will know, and the more you learn, the more places you will go. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Hey, hey,